Meantime, let's show you a live shot from a federal court in Washington, D.C., where at the top of the hour, attorneys for Fed Governor Cook will make the case to temporarily block the president from removing her from office. Joining us this morning to talk about that hearing is former White House attorney in the first Trump White House, Ty Cobb, joins us on the phone. Ty, appreciate the time this morning. Thanks.
No, I'm so sorry. I got some technical difficulty down here and couldn't be with you on the air. Thank you.
No, we're grateful to have you. You've got some, I think you have some very, should I call them stern views about the role of DOJ or maybe the GSEs right now?
Oh, very much so. It's very difficult for me as a former prosecutor who devoted a lot of time, effort, and angst to the Justice Department to see what's going on in these days. And I'm very disappointed that they have abandoned their independence and are helping Trump on this on his vengeful retribution tour of his former adversaries.
Do you think that these referrals will result in charges?
I really don't know. I think that it's going to be interesting to see. I think that, Bolton has some issues. I think there's some complications there. Anytime, a senior federal employee with, high-level security clearances, writes a book, it's a very fine line, and he's had so much access to classified information, given his service to the country, that there may be an issue or two, but historically it wouldn't be prosecuted like this. This is not like Trump, who had dozens, hundreds of classified documents in Mar-a-Lago, was showing him to guests and friends, including his chief of staff, Susie Weil, and then when asked to return them, said no. That's a very different situation than somebody who has devoted their career to national service and in the security realm, having a document or two. On the other hand, we really don't know what they got, and I think we have to, in fairness to rationality, I think we have to wait and see what the actual facts are with both.
Right. How do you, I assume you've had a chance to read Cook's lawsuit. What do you make of Abbe Lowell's, the structure of his framework of defense? I
thought he did an excellent job. I think there are a lot of issues here. I might have, just on my understanding, pushed the Article 1 issue with the congressional reporting a little more, but I think it's targeted. It's targeted in an effective way. It's targeted, I think, in a way that's designed to succeed today and to prevent Trump from firing her immediately. I thought Abbe did a good job. Abbe is an excellent lawyer and a fighter, and it turns out at this stage of history, he is representing all the people that Trump is going after.
Yeah, Mr. Cobb, it's David Faber. I mean, much has been made, of course, about the fact that during the first Trump administration, of which you were a part, there were guardrails in place, and the president perhaps was prevented from pursuing things that in this administration he's been very successful at in terms of gaining the levers of power in so many different areas. I'm just curious as to how you view it more broadly in terms of the amount of power that he's been able to amass in such a short amount of time in so many different areas of American life.
I think it's really stunning, David. I think what we've seen, less at the White House, where it's sort of like an office, and Trump is definitely in charge. But look at the cabinet. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen more nucleus spawning group of people. These cabinet meetings are ridiculous. Apparently, there's a rule that before you speak, you have to say something. Before you speak substantive, you have to say something complimentary about the president. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And if he has neutered the cabinet, people like Marco Rubio, who years ago was when he ran in 2015, couldn't have been more accurate or critical of Trump. Frankly, Trump is very harsh on people who criticize him today. If you replay some of the Rubio statements back in 2016 where he was talking about Trump's, authoritarian ways, his ignorant ways. I mean, that's much worse than what people like me are. But if he can neuter the cabinet, if he can neuter Mike Johnson in the House, and if he can gather senators who are so gutless and abandon their oath and affirm people like RFK Jr. and Hegseth and Kash Patel, it is a shocking time. So at the White House, it shouldn't be a surprise where they aren't cabinet secretaries, they aren't elected representatives. They're just people doing a job as government servants. And Trump's easily dominating him because he picked people who would only serve him.
Ty, we're running out of time. I appreciate the call. I appreciate it very much. It's an important story for the market. Robert, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Ty Cobb, thanks to you. We're back in just a minute.